use your telephone, use your text facilities on any mobile phone device in your possession. You can go on BlackBerry, you can go on WhatsApp, you can also go on Twitter. I urge you to go on Facebook to tell your friends, announce it very boldly and compellingly. Let them know that we are live and direct. Let them know that this is Radio Biafra. Let them understand that man did not come, that only Chukwu Okike Abiyama Binigwe determined that we should come. Therefore, our gospel is not inspired by the things of the earth. It is inspired, of course, by the divinity of heaven. That is why we are here, and that is why we must preach it. It is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Nobody can come to us and say that anything we are proposing, anything we are presenting, anything we are analyzing, the way we do it good. They cannot attack us on the point of principle, philosophy, and ideology. They can only come after us with frivolity, things that are irrelevant. Which passport are you using? As if passport makes any sense or any difference to anybody. When baboons and monkeys leave the zoo, they claim all manner of nationalities in order for them to be able to survive. Because if you say you're from the zoo, you become irrelevant immediately. I have written out a piece, of course I have to. Because every day we philosophize. Every blessed day we reason, we think. Because we are deep thinkers. We are natural born intellectuals. As we shall do to the very useless Yoruba man, Wole Soyinka. He's in our sides. He has responded to something we have said, and we are going to shred him. As always, any way into our territory, we devour you with superior intellect. I tell you. You see it coming before you, your end, but there is nothing you can do about it. Ask the enemies of this very platform what became of them. We are exceptional. If you ask the zoo police what is happening to them now in Aba, they will tell you how serious we are. The encounter we had with them at the Igbo, they understand how serious. This is IPOB, this is its mouthpiece, Radio Biafra. We propagate, we preach, we disseminate information to achieve one single objective: the restoration of the kingdom of heaven. That kingdom of heaven is called Biafra. Do we care? Of course not. We don't give a toss. Don't give a damn who you are. We preach without fear before our enemies. We preach it in a style and in a manner that even those who are deaf and dumb will be able to understand it. We explain everything to the tiniest of detail, the most basic minutiae of detail, for you to be able to understand, for you to also appreciate that our calling is not of that of man, ordained by heaven. Chukwu Okike Abiyama. That this evening coming to you via 102.1. I need confirmation that Yenegoa is with us. Let me repeat. Need confirmation this evening. Abayelsa is live on 102.1 Biafra FM. Of course, it's CHK. Our own unique brand of broadcasting. This gospel is spreading. I address them today. And let me tell you, I am sorry to say, I believe that Yenegoa can even be more stronger than Igwocha. I'm telling you. Very, very powerful, I tell you. I address them today, very eager, very, very enthused. Men of intelligence, men of raw zeal, back what belongs to them. They don't belong to the nonsense of resource control. It is nice to see men, men under arms, saying that Biafra. That one day is on, for that matter. I had to address them earlier today, and believe you me, some of them sounded as if they wanted Biafra more. It is something I thought I would never ever encounter in my life. Very strong. Let me assure you, this gospel is spreading everywhere. In Yenegoa this evening, we should be live and direct, but I need confirmation. I need to be inboxed the confirmation that we are live in Bayelsa. We want to tell the people of the Biafra that they produced an idiot in Jonathan. Jonathan is a complete idiot. Because here we preach this gospel without fear. That is why we are formidable, I tell you. We are on satellite. If you ask the Nigeria Broadcasting Commission, they will tell you. Now what we were on one platform before, now we are on two. On two satellites. It's costing us money, and then so bloody what? We are indigenous people of Biafra. There is no challenge we cannot meet head on. After all, that is how we became the most viable and the most popular radio station on the face of the earth. Bar none. Bar none. This evening we are coming to you live and direct, and this very evening I will encourage you, I will ask you once again to get your pen and paper. Having reminded you that we are on 102.1, having also told you that we are on satellite on two channels, very matter, not just one. Two, we are broadcasting on two. On satellite, two separate satellites in heaven, beaming down to this very earth. Radio Biafra is on both of them. We are also online, radiobiafra.co. radiobiafra.co. In fact, if you go to Google or any search engine right now, Radio Biafra, we are there. You can listen to us if you want to do so. Radio Biafra is also on IPO. Welcome back, one people of Biafra. We may have to endure this once or twice this very evening, but all the same, we are here to overcome every limitation that is possible to be thrown towards our direction. Therefore, this evening, continue from where we stopped by reminding everybody that Radio Biafra is mine. We have very credible and very powerful adversaries. They will do all they can to stop us. It is our duty and responsibility to ensure that they do not succeed. And that is what we are going to do this evening. Therefore, once again, I welcome you. And I will reiterate good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you. In the far eastern part of the world, we welcome you. Those in Japan, in Malaysia, the ones in Hong Kong, the ones in China, those of you in India, the ones in Malaysia, the ones in Thailand, the ones also in Australia, all across that part of the universe. We welcome each and every one of you. Of course, must listen via our radio app. Radio Biafra app on your phone. You can download. We have it on iTunes as one iPad. You have any laptop at all that of course allows you to download applications, you're more welcome to do so. We are also on BlackBerry. To download the BlackBerry app, go to Amazon.com. If you go to Amazon, that is where you have BlackBerry apps. You will be able to find radio there. Most of you prefer to listen to us via that very means. We also welcome you. We are also on TuneIn. If you go to tunein.com, download the app. Radio Biafra is also there. We are on streamer.com, TREEA. We are also on radioforest.net. We are RBLworld.tv. We are on IPOB.org, Indigenous People of Biafra.org. We are also on BiafraTV.co. If you're not listening to Radio Biafra, that means you don't want to, because we have many platforms. If you cannot get through on due to bandwidth with problems and congestion because the world listens to Radio Biafra, then find alternative means through which and by which you can listen to us. We are live and we are direct. Humanity is listening and paying attention, and this is their radio station, especially belonging to those of us in IPOB. This is Radio Biafra. I will proceed, of course, to pray, to acknowledge the mercy, the grace, the magnificent benevolence, the kindness, and the love of the Most High to his children. And the best way for us to express our gratitude is by offering him praise and offering him every adulation. This evening will not be an exception. Therefore, as always, we pray on this very platform. We say, Father, who resideth in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. Lead us not into temptation, deliver us from evil. Deliver us from evil, we pray. We have evil around us. Zoological Republic of Nigeria. Please put this entity of hell to shame. We are gathered this evening to listen to your word and to your gospel. We are gathered, you may bless your inheritance. We are gathered to remind you that you liveth forever and ever. Your abode is heaven, this very stool, to remember your children and come to their rescue, to look upon our affliction, offering our pain and anguish, to look at us gnashing our teeth, to see the subjugation, degradation your children endure on a daily basis at the hands of those who don't even know you, at the hands of those who are not worthy to be called your children. That wasn't your intention for us. That was not your plan, because you wish that we shall live in peace, in harmony with progress and development. But those that surround us today, our laws and our not through advice or capability of theirs, because they tried to invade us before but failed due to us. It is through the white man that brought Christianity with them. They gave us the Bible, they handed us over to Quran. That is exactly what they have done, precisely what is against the rule book. We ask you to come and beautiful. Come and be kind to your children. We are here waiting earnestly for this very miracle that you are performing in our time. We must also thank you for all the wonderful things you have been able to use us to accomplish and to be able to do. Because all over the world today, there is Biafra everywhere. Without your mercy, without the fortitude and the grace which you gave to IPOB, Radio Biafra, the whole world today will not know about you and who you are. As we said, the more you bless her, the more they will know your name, the more they will come to revenge. Because as we said, through us mankind shall see the light. That is why we are the light of the whole world. That is why we exist. That is why we have brought light where there is darkness. That is why anywhere there is hopelessness, especially in Zoological Republic, we bring hope. Where there is destitution, we bring succor. Where there is homelessness, we shelter. Where there is anguish, we try as much as possible to bring joy. Where there is acute marginalization, we try to bring in inclusion. We have come that this gospel may nourish the souls of those without hope. They may nourish the hopes and the souls of those of them with nobody to turn to apart from thee. Don't turn us away in your anger. We have fallen short, of course, because we are sinful. We are born of flesh, and we have to be. But due to your mercy, you lifted us up. You cleansed us, you made us whole once again, and we are here to preach this gospel, that your name and your name alone may be praised. Will come in the end that everything that lives on the surface of this very planet will look to the east. We can see the goodness of this dear God. We can see his holiness. We can see his might and his strength. Because even if the whole world were to conspire against your creation, you are creation yourself, prevail against them. Come and fight for us, because we cannot fight. Come and drive away the enemies of your children, because they outnumber us. Come and restore your inheritance. Make us the guardians of your inheritance. We know who you are. We know the name that even the angel right now, what they call you. We know how they worship you. We know that very well. At the end, only you and you alone will accept every of our prayer. Anytime we bend down on our bended knees to pray to you, anytime we lift up our hands in prayer or in praise, anytime we cry for joy or in pain and anguish, because we are seeking one favor or the other before you, everything that we are today, that we were yesterday and likely to become in the future, we unremittingly and unreservedly hand over to you for your safekeeping, because we are nothing without thee. Because you are room baby. N'ịhụnanya nke gị pụrụ iche na mmeso ọma gị Chineke ga-anọ n'ime etiti ụmụ gị bụ ndị indigenous people of Biafra si ugbu a ruo mgbe ebighị ebi. Ịhụnanya nke gị pụrụ iche na ọdịmma nke gị na ngọzi nke gị pụrụ iche onye nwe m na Chineke si ugbu a ruo mgbe ebighị ebi. He said towards the end of that prayer, I had to pray in the language of heaven. You must forgive me if you didn't quite understand that. I was in communion with the angels of heaven. You may not be able to understand if you're a mere mortal. We are Biafrans. We have a special affinity with the creator of the heavens and the earth. His name is Chukwukika Biama, Almighty Creator. Only those who are blessed to come close to him can ever know him. That is the meaning of Chukwukika Biama, in case you don't know. The only name that angels call him in heaven. The only complete name is Chukwukika Biama. That shows how special we are. This evening we are live and direct, and I must remind everybody, in case you do not know, that I am Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of indigenous people of Biafra all over this earth. I command the armies of Biafra. So also do I direct radio Biafrans with the of the same Chukwukika Biama Mnapokwa Hanso Yogobula. Therefore, by your mercy, by your grace, Lord of hosts, I will serve the wonderful people of Biafra diligently, honestly, never retreating in the face of any adversity, always preaching this gospel in truth without fear of anybody, always making sure that consistently this very family over the world understand our very simple stance and creed. We look after our own. We look after the children of the Most High. And true-blooded Biafrans. The platform, this is your program. Let us preach this gospel for mankind to understand. Our news headlines and accompanying news summary, in line with our protocol, which we must observe. We must do so knowing fully well that we have nothing else, nobody else apart from thee. We are doing so, enforcing what is now in vogue. I want to prove to the whole world that Radio Biafra is compulsive listening, that Radio Biafra sets the political agenda in the zoological republic, damnable by every stretch of the imagination. I was wondering, or should I say pondering yesterday, the mind and the heart, the thinking faculty, reasonability of the brain of a black monkey from Africa. It then dawned on me, rather miraculously, I hasten to add, that our people cannot reason. Somebody came from somewhere and created what amounted to a monstrosity and named it nigger area. And you accepted it because you are inferior. People from Africa have consistently demonstrated that they are infinitely inferior to their Caucasian European counterparts, because Europeans came and defined your boundaries for you. Europeans came and told you who your relatives are, who you should be in the same country with, who you should inhabit the same geopolitical space with. You cannot do the same thing in a white man come to your rate, artificial countries, boundaries, and artificial flags. My question was therefore very simple. Are you telling me that your grandfathers, or some of you, your great-grandfather, even for some of us, our fathers who are older than the zoo called Nigeria, that they never had a country? They never existed until the white man came. Because if you accept the notion of one Nigeria, it means that you have abandoned your history, you have jettisoned who you are. My question will always remain, what was your name before the name Nigeria came into existence? What was the name before the zoological republic came into existence? That is who you are. The sooner you go back to it, the better for everybody. The sooner you return to your original position, the better it is for your psyche, for your prestige, and for common sense you inhabit, or you should inculcate within your skull and your brain. These are the things we teach here, and we must continue to teach it. This is Radio Biafra, live and direct, and Chukwukika Biama is of course presiding. I will bring our news headlines to you, and it is quite shocking what is happening in the zoo. A man is in court because Buhari said he wanted kanji and change you're getting. It means that when they look at Buhari, people are listening to it. It is legal for a man to go and rape an 11-year-old little girl. Somebody has done it because they listen to Radio Biafra. They think it is the right thing that Buhari did, so they can go and do the same thing, but it is not. It's a crime against humanity, punishable by death, if you ask me. I'm telling you the truth. Punishable by death. This was exactly the same thing that was recorded today as a very old man, a great-great-grandfather, is in court over alleged rape of an 11-year-old girl. Do you know what his defense is? After all, Buhari did the same thing today. He's the president. So maybe if I rape an 11-year-old girl, I will also become a president. Unbelievable. The name of them, of course, is only Yoruba that can do this, and Hausa Fulani. Islam. Adebo Wale Dauda. Rapists they are. They filed an 11-year-old girl and is in court. If Buhari can't, why should I not be allowed to do the same thing? People are indeed insane. Indeed insane. Reported by Punch newspaper. Not made up. Let me tell you. We must continue. Economic growth not translating to being according to the pedophile terrorist, the Dula, that only black people who are retarded mentally can't see anything good in him. I understand that the very weak, cowardly Yoruba man called Wole Soyinka is now singing the praises of Buhari. I want to prove to you that Wole Soyinka has always been inconsistent. Inconsistency. He's never reliable. Of course, he's Yoruba. What do you expect? As soon as Buhari came in, he's now saying Buhari is a repented man, is a changed man. What has this repented man said or done? He is telling us that economic growth not translating to improved well-being. If you are reading this garbage from outside the zoological report, you will think that the British created Nigeria, inhabited by monkey baboons, that somehow they have an economy. No, they don't. There is economy. The difference between an economy and rentier economy. Rentier economy is where you sell, it's like a banana republic, but only this time around with crude oil. You sell only one produce. And from there, you get all, you purchase everything else you're looking for, including toothpick from abroad, which is also imported. Economic growth, they are saying. My question to Buhari is that you are sounding like Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Which economic growth? Which sector is growing? Oh, I'm sorry, maybe the fraud sector or the election tribunal sector. As I said this evening, you will now see that Radio Biafra is where they all get their news from. We tell them what to do and they do it. This evening, I will prove it to you as we go along. Buhari is talking about economic growth to improve well-being. What this liar is saying, an Islamic liar for that matter, is that somehow you can convince idiots that the zoo called Nigeria has an economy that is growing. My question is, can you please give us an economic breakdown of just give a GDP? Tell us which sector is growing. The greatest earner you have is crude oil. Nobody is. You are no longer allowed to export foodstuffs to Europe. For people in the diaspora that may want to buy a goosey or yam, Ghana has overtaken you on that. You don't export palm oil. Malaysia is on top. So what do you? I forgot fraud and stealing, corruption and looting. Maybe that was what he meant. Looting, the corruption in the zoo being perpetrated by themselves has not translated to economic well-being for the rest of the people. How can it therefore transform into economic well-being? It is not possible. Never ever possible, I tell you. Economic growth not translating to improved well-being according to Dawah, according to love. We must continue. Liars and cheats, as if Nigeria has an economy. There is no economy in the zoo. They make nothing. They still export all the money to foreign bank accounts. That is how. If you understand the economy, can you tell me maybe Dangote importing rice, salt and sugar alone an economy? Or maybe slapping on VAT on alcohol constitutes an economy? Who knows? There is no economy in the zoo. It is collapsing. Whatever there is left that says the zoo is those who are in the diaspora sending money via MoneyGram, Western Union, RIA, and all the rest of the money transfer agencies that you have all over the world. The dollar you are sending back is what you're sending the zoo. That is all. Nothing more, nothing less. Economy of food. Where's the economy? Economic growth. People are lying. Where is the growth? In which sector? That is how you break it down. They think we are not learned. Any idiot can rise up and utter whatever rubbish. I have warned all these Yoruba, Lagos Ibadan Expressway newspapers. If you write rubbish, we shred it here. Before you make any pronouncements on politics or economy, you must verify your facts very well, because we will shred you. Buhari, which economy is growing? You before the whole world to tell mankind which economy. That is how you people become liars. That is why when you present a very valid point to the zoo, they never debate the point. To them, and quite rightly so, that have been thinking why black people in Africa accept. Why should white people come to Africa and decide or who should be in the country? Why must you allow people that have nothing in common with you to determine your fate and your future? It just occurred to me because black people cannot reason. That is why I call them baboons and monkeys. Black Africans are intellectually. And unless they listen to Radio Biafra and begin to repent, unless they come here and confess their ignorance and stupidity, behold, they have no future. I tell you, the black race is dead. As useless Europe and try to change their boundaries. You see what they will do to you. You want war here. But you allow the white man to come and define your geopolitical space because you're daft. When our people read it, they couldn't debate the points being made. Hey, your mama, your papa, is you. You are traveling with Nigerian party. Indeed, believe me. No, look at the monkeys in Africa that you want me to be in the same country with. That is why they don't know the meaning of the word legislature. They don't know what lawmaking is all about through democratic process. But here we teach them. South Africa is now making a mockery of the zoo called Nigeria. Do you know why? I told you that by the time zoo here, by the time we are finished with Nigeria, oh dear me. Did I not tell you before a few weeks ago that they will be worth nothing before the world? People will look at them with derision. When you look at somebody and you say, if you the person will tell you, no, I'm not. They will happen. That is what you have done. POB, Radio Biafra. You can't do it. Unless heaven, you cannot. I said to the zoo, you will be destroyed. The only weapon we have is the truth. Not what I'm telling you. Because right now, still world, South Africa is making a mockery of the zoo. Not another incompetent man. What do you expect? Incompetent buffoon he is. A South African online media outfit, Mail and Guardian Africa, my goodness, saying the money eaten there is bigger than the gross domestic product of 38 countries in Africa. And the fact, the amount of money being stolen by this so-called elite politician can feed 38 countries in all of Africa. Stolen money, stolen that you. How dark, how black the minds of these people are. Very, very evil, satanic people. But I'm very glad that thanks to Radio Biafra IPOB, the whole world is now one of the baboons and monkeys that call themselves Nigerians. I promised you that we will destroy the zoo. Very soon, Obama and their associates, they will give up on the zoo. Because of real Biafra, everybody dealing with the zoo will abandon them. And when you're looking at Buhari, what you'll be seeing in your head is the picture of a baboon, a monkey. As you're looking at him, the picture forming in your head is that of a wild bandit. I'm telling you, we will deal with them. Don't worry about that. It's Radio Biafra. South Africa is making fun of them, and rightfully so. Why should anybody make fun of them? They are baboons and they are monkeys. They loot, they cheat, they pillage, they steal, they rape little children, and they bank all the money abroad. Who is that person? A Nigerian politician. That's how you know them. Rogues in the ocean. After stealing, they send policemen to go and hunt people speaking the truth. That is what I find despicable about black people. And that is even why I resent these idiots in police. They are fools. The person sending you to go and look for IPOB means shoot them. The idiots are abroad. That very fool has stolen your money, your future. Your sister or your brother who is a teacher cannot get paid. But when the same person responsible for poverty in your family sends you to go somewhere, you run somewhere looking for who to shoot. Are you not an idiot? In an army police, in an army, you have no brain. The person sending you to go and look for IPOB, look for those, didn't poison them. If you cannot poison them, you shoot them. Oh, he has not even paid your sister who is the, or your brother who is a doctor, or a nurse. They have not been paid though. The road on your street is not built. The money to build the road on your street is in Swiss bank account in the name of Muhammadu Buhari. But I don't blame you. You know why I don't blame you? As a black man or black woman in police or army, is because you are an animal. You cannot reason. You mean if you have the brain to reason, if Buhari sends you to go and shoot anybody, oh, look for Nnamdi Kanu, he's giving me problem. You turn around, you shoot him first. The man is your problem. Anybody sending you to go and kill somebody else, that person is your problem. Turn around and shoot the person dead. That's your guy. They are the problem. They come to you with this nonsense. Oh, this Nigeria integrity. It is the duty of the army to maintain integrity. It's rubbish. I say nonsensical nonsense, garbage. If it is, then Soviet Union should have been won. I know I should be affected more than most, because like the barrister will always say, when one is in full flight, any action can feel like a deadly blow. I tell you that. But we must continue. We are working for a very special group of people. We are working for those designed and born by heaven itself. The most high Chukwukika Biama created Biafrans. I mean the genuine ones are one day I was. Not those fathered by our Fulani men. We must continue. And as we continue, we ask you to pay particular attention to our gospel this very evening, carrying with it fire and brimstone, I tell you, to destroy every iniquitous human being, every plan enemy, to try to circumvent or subvert the will of the Most High. We crush it into the dust. We do so with the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. This Radio Biafra welcome you back. African leaders must address problems that prompt emigration, says Cardinal Turkson. Something else he learned from Radio Biafra. This news this evening, a sizable number of them has been prepared to let you understand how formidable we are. That we preach something on this platform, the whole listens to it. He's a cardinal. He doesn't mind that we once in a while come head to head with those being bamboozled by Europeans, European religion. I got head to head with them sometimes. He still has spoken what he learned from Radio Biafra. I want to prove to you that this is the finest university on earth. With proof, facts, and figures. What do you think it means? We are about to shock them. For tampering with our transmission, we are about to shock the zoo. The zoo must fall, I tell you, to fall. African leaders are hopeless. Their children are dying on the way to North Africa through the desert, Sahara Desert, and they die in the Mediterranean. When they get to Europe, they are not treated like dogs. They are lower than cockroaches. And then after that, they begin to wash toilets and do security guard. People are standing up and saying, I'm black, I'm proud. What makes you proud? Your children are drowning, trying to scramble into countries of people that claim they are superior to you, instead of you to try and do something to counter that. Can't you learn from Japan? Learn from them. They don't beg anybody for anything. But you know, useless African people. You know, half of us is in Saudi Arabia, half of us is in Rome, the other quarter is in Canterbury, and then cousin is in America. We are hopeless and useless. There is no originality to Africa, no original thing about it. If you try to be, oh, you're fetish, oh, they're very fetish, they are Chukwu Abiyama. Which deity is that? Oh, they don't know the meaning of Chukwu Abiyama. That is the name that even the angels in heaven call the supreme creator. They don't know. Why? Because you don't call it that thing that a white man is calling it, which is God. See how useless black people are? Hey, my goodness me, black and useless. African leaders must address problems that prompt immigration. Can they do it? The solution lies in Biafra. As I said, without Biafra, Africa is not heading anywhere. Without Biafra, without Biafra, they cannot make any headway. Without Biafra, every black man is a, every black woman is a slave. Only Biafra can save you, including Alamajiri Nachinama. Including Alamajiri Nachinama. Only Biafra can save you, or else you are finished. Completely and utterly finished. Everywhere around the world is silent right now. Do you know radio Biafra is live and direct? I'm telling you, everywhere is silent. In this very gospel, a gospel from heaven itself. Security operatives to monitor bank accounts of election tribunal judges. I said this evening I'm bringing you news to confirm that Radio Biafra is the most sought after radio station, because we speak the truth. This type of news headline has never come out ever in this world, in this life. For the very, they are going to monitor their bank account of tribunal judges. Why? Because on Radio Biafra we told them, if your father is a judge or your mother is a judge, now is the time to prepare for holidays abroad, because money is petition and counter petition at the tribunal. They listen to Radio Biafra. Now they're implementing what we say on Radio Biafra. The judges, we are watching you. Of you on election tribunal, we are watching you. Without Radio Biafra, would this be possible? We are the only people to be, we go where people fear to go to. We let the whole world know that judges in the zoo are corrupt. They make most of their money once every 4 years during election tribunal. Some of these election tribunals can drag on for about 2 or 3 years. That is how they make their money. And most of them went to Islamic legal studies school somewhere in countries. They are making money. Because, of course, and you know, white people, they listen to us. They are now asking them, all those things they're saying on Radio Biafra, is it correct? Them, they are rebels, they are renegade, they are rascals. And the people will be telling them, but this is what they said, is it not true? Do you know the white man called them and told them to go and look at the judges going to do tribunal? And now they're coming out with a new law. Security operatives to monitor bank account of election tribunal judges. Monitoring somebody's account is not a breach of their privacy, but you're in a zoo. Did they sign any waiver, any confidentiality waiver before they became judges? The answer is no. But because you're baboons and monkeys, it was some idiot from somewhere will be poking into your bank account. But of course, they won't succeed. All you need to do is to give them some money, and they will dare to go and start building a house. Hebrew Foundation somewhere. People must understand how backwards Africa is. Security operative to monitor bank accounts of election tribunal judges. Why? Because Radio Biafra made it clear to the whole world. Without Radio Biafra, would this have happened? The answer is no. So stop pretending you baboons and monkeys in the zoo. You listen to Radio Biafra, you go and do exactly what we are saying. And then you come back and say, oh, why don't you want to ban them? But right now you're listening. Some of you under the bed. Some of you hiding behind your wife's wrapper to listen to Radio Biafra. But we are here. We never ever go away. We are live and direct. Defense headquarters condemns suicide attack in the northeast. Is it not quite ironic that since the Dulad came in, the killing done by Boko Haram has increased, but nobody wants to talk about it? After looking at Wole Soyinka, he talks so much rubbish. Wole Soyinka, that man, if you listen, some of you are taken aback by his white beard and Nobel Prize. You think, oh, he's Nobel. That man talks nonsense. He hardly makes any sense. Go and listen to, if you like, sit down, listen to all Soyinka's interview. He makes no sense. If you have common sense inside you, you will know. Defense headquarters today are condemning suicide attacks in our Fulani land, in Kanuri to be precise. And somebody like Soyinka will get up and say that Buhari is doing very well. When quite clearly on the main reason why America rigged Buhari into office, Buhari has failed totally, completely, and they said once he gets in there, Boko Haram will stop. But the attack has increased, hasn't it? Can't you see it all around you? Failure on the security front, you still come out and say that he's doing very well. That betrays who you are. When you look at, oh, is a professor who happened and they know nothing. There is nothing in their brain. I have given him that your brain is empty for 5 minutes. If I don't destroy you within 5 minutes, only 5 minutes, I will deconstruct you from top to bottom using facts, figures, and evidence. Buhari is performing clearly worse than Jonathan in terms of controlling Boko Haram. But you're saying he is doing very well. Typical Yoruba, speaking from both sides of the mouth. That man is nothing. I'm telling you the truth. Intellectually, he's a lightweight. He is nobody. If you sit him in front of me, within 5 minutes, you won't know him anymore. He run away from there. I promise you. It is out of his so-called professorship that I give him 5 minutes. If not, it's only 2 minutes. He will just wither away and die because he's nobody. Go back to all his interview sense. The answer is zero. He doesn't. But to you, you think he is. You begin to laugh funny. Am I here? Oh, I feel sorry for you people. Boko Haram now have a new leader that is open for dialogue, according to Idris Deby. Very, very deceitful man, Chad president. Now, I have been warning you before. You never believed me. As I said this evening, I don't know, maybe Oge prepared all this news to convey a particular message. I don't know, but I'm getting it anyway. This is how our Fulani people operate. I told you before that they were creating radio stations, naming it Biafra, to confuse all of you. At a point, they said, "Oh, Radio Biafra have been jammed and closed. They have now opened a new one to channel all of you to the one that they created." Ojon provocateur is a French phrase. Or say a French word. That's what it's called. They prepare somewhere for you. You are like a cattle. They oh, come, there is fire. Can you run in here? It's safe. You run, you don't know it's a cage, it's a trap. They did the same nonsense with Radio Biafra. They are now doing it Boko Haram. Boko Haram never issued a statement saying that they now have a new leader. No, they never did. It is the Chadian Awasa Fulani president who is saying so. Why? He said even the new leader is open for dialogue. So what they're doing now is to create a new Boko Haram. Oh, you don't know this. You don't know. Listen, they learned these things from Europeans. That's the way they operate. They will make you believe that they will create the exact replica of that very thing. To catch that thing, they create the replica of it. Radio stations answering to Biafra, they can weaken Radio Biafra. If you have, you sometimes watch a film or you read a particular, read the book call Born Identity. And you know, it was a series. What's this name of this Hollywood actor again that did, you know, Born Identity, Born, what, you know, the Bond series. He was competing with James Bond, of course, but he's not. Jason Bourne is the name. What's his name again? It's not Ben Affleck. What's his chap's name? Once again, I've forgotten his name. Is Matt Damon. I remember now. Matt Damon was the lead character in the Bond series, Bourne. I read the book myself. I've forgotten who is the author again. I've forgotten the author of the book. I read the book before I actually watched the movie. I read it when I was about to go into SBS Iguacha after I left secondary school. That was when I read it. I can never forget. Born Identity. They were trying to catch a very notorious Islamic assassin, basically Carlos the Jackal. If you know Carlos, the Venezuelan. I think he's in a prison now somewhere in France. He was the one that led the terrorists to storm OPEC. Was it OPEC meeting in 1974? I can't remember anymore. His name is Carlos the Jackal. So the Western intelligence agency, I'm sorry to digress somewhere. The Western intelligence agencies wanted to catch Carlos the Jackal. So what they did, create the Born Identity, to create the exact replica, both in terms of assassinations and everything, of Carlos the Jackal, in the hope that Carlos the Jackal will now say, who is this man replicating me? And then once he comes out, they'll take him down. Go and read the book, the original book. Forget the film is a bit truncated. Go and read Born Identity. B-O-U-R-N-E. Born Identity is the very big, that is what they do. They create your replica, and then over time they begin to confuse people, so that when anybody coming in, oh, okay, but they're also doing that same thing in real it again. They have tried to defeat Boko Haram. They cannot. Bear with me this evening, please. Now what they have done is to go and create another Shekau. And then to say to the world, this new Shekau we are creating now is ready to negotiate. So that when other Boko Haram members hear it, the ones in the field, the lone wolves in the field, they'll say, okay, we are now about to negotiate. Let me put my tools down. Very simple, isn't it? That was when they were creating their fake radio stations. BVI, MFSI, Biafra 92, Biafra 24, Biafra Radio. Just to oh, I don't think you are. They will create your replica. So when you're looking at it, you say, okay, but it's me, oh, I'm not too sure anymore. That's what they do. That was why they created fake radio Biafras everywhere, answering Biafra. They are fake. The same thing they have done today with Boko Haram. Leadership is enough for Boko Haram to say, now this is our new leader. No, but the leader is being announced by the Chadian president for Boko Haram. And he said they are open for dialogue. Didn't I tell you, Ndoshi? Anything I tell you is true. You may not believe it when I say it, but eventually I am very, very confident that Chukwu Abiyama's blessing is with us so much that anything we open our mouth to offer comes to pass. I'm telling you, anything we say, open our mouth and say, that thing must happen. No? That was how they created all those fake people. Every day, every blessed day, they have not a job. They don't do anything else. These are the people sponsored by APC Boko Haram. The same thing they have now done today is white. Boko Haram now have a new leader, and that leader is open for dialogue. Who said this? Not Boko Haram, but Idris Deby, the Chad president. I told them, I'm going to go to the library. They don't know who we are. They have no idea. These people are so foolish. They have no clue as to what we are capable of. Only in a short while. One thing to okay, or in the we will shock them. We will shock them. Then they will know that this media war, they have really lost it. They have lost it completely and totally. We are and this is Radio Biafra, live and direct to the whole world. Mankind is listening to us. Why? Because library. They don't know who we are.
Yeah, before we continue, good morning, Biafrans. Good afternoon, good evening. Depending on your location and your time. Yeah, first of all, want to appreciate every one of you that is listening in any platform. I want you to share, so that other people can as well get this very important information that our leader Mazin Nandekano, for those who have not listened to this voice before, for them to know. Our leader Mazin Nandekano, everything that our leader have said is gospel, is the gospel truth. So if you have not listened to his voice before, you have opportunity to listen to it now. So we appreciate our leader Mazin Nandekano and the Restoration Committee for the outing yesterday. The fundraising for the TV, and our radio station. You see, anywhere that you can get info, it is very, very important. During the time that our leader was here, Radio Biafra was very, very important for the dissemination of information. Not now that that radio platform has been destroyed. So that is what we are trying to do right now in order to make sure that we have our radio, our television stations. We reactivate them. They were working before until the enemy struck and the things became stagnant. So now that we have a restoration committee that is doing everything to make sure that we bring all these things back, it is very, very important. But the restoration committee have done exception. I want to use our own minister, Emenike, as a point of contact to all the men that are in that restoration committee. And I also want to use our Minister Love as a point of contact for us in that committee. Project, contribute towards this project. Fund information directly from the government. no one is too big or small to put all these things in place. So we appreciate every one of you who contributed yesterday. And if you have not contributed, opportunities are also available for you to contribute. Visit the Biafran Republic Government in Exile website, www.biafranrepublicgovernment.org, and make your contributions. You know, all these things are geared towards Biafran Restoration Project, so that we won't be lacking behind in information. Very, very important. So, on behalf of the Biafran government in exile and every other Biafran that contributed, we really appreciate the Restoration Committee for a job well done. They are doing it for the benefit of Biafra. And by God's special, we are going to meet the target. The blessings of Okike will be upon them. Thank you all the Restoration Committee members. You guys are doing exceptionally well. And for Biafrans in homeland and in diaspora, you have opportunity of contributing. This is not a matter of, oh, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said those in diaspora is going to give you Biafra. The people that are affected directly by the Nigerian terrorist destruction are you that is in the homeland. So you have to assist those in diaspora to make sure that they help you in restoring Biafra, and you will be free from all this harassment and all these things that we go through in Nigeria on a daily basis. So nobody is exempted in the contribution for Biafran restoration. So thank you so much. Share, and subscribe to our channel. Very, very important. We will continue to listen to the broadcast of our leader. It doesn't matter when that broadcast was made, but if you listen to it very well, you are going to pick vital information from there. Very, very important, because most of the predictions that our leader made years back are happening today. So when you listen to its broadcast, you are going to get one or two. Very, very important, that is going to help you in the nearest future, as well as knowing the destruction of Nigeria, where it's going. The only thing that our leader have said have not fully. It is responsibility to make it happen. We are responsibility to make it happen. So Biafrans, it is a responsibility of only the Biafran government in Estogechukunkere. No, it is a collective effort. So let us come together and make it work, because togetherly we are going to achieve a lot. So thank you, Restoration Committee. Thank you, Biafrans that contributed, and we appeal to those who have not contributed as well to come on board and make their donation, so that together every information for the homeland, they are going to get it directly through our radio, through our television, and from the satellite dishes. Very, very important. So there one, as we continue to listen to our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Okukanu, in one of his
crash, people may be injured. I would expect to see maybe ambulance rushing to the place, the police to call up the area to do some proper investigation, and investigation with aircraft investigators to go out and happen, recover the voice, cockpit voice record, and order to obviously ascertain what went wrong. Instead of the police to issue a statement, or the ambulance, or maybe the hospitals where they are, who is there to talk about it? The National Emergency Management Agency. Oh my goodness me. What happened was an accident, not a national emergency. Do you people actually know English language? Or you just, anything you see, you just name yourselves and you speak? Your name says National Emergency Management Agency, National Emergency. Helicopter crashing is very sad, that is true, because there are loss of lives, yes, regrettable and very sad, yes. But with due respect, it's not a national emergency. So what is NEMA doing there? To supply bags of rice and gari? Do you know why they have NEMA in the zoo? Is to show you what they are. Black people in the zoo. Monkeys and baboons everywhere. Monkeys and baboons everywhere. I told them, we should read them on Radio Biafra. PDP is mocking us, according to APC, because I told you tonight my news hound found only news that goes to corroborate what we preach on Radio Biafra. After we lambasted Buhari yesterday, or should I say 2 days ago, now they are saying, Buhari, please appoint a cabinet. Oh, people are watching, the world is listening, and you are making a mockery of us. Why? Because of Radio Biafra. Who else now? Did anybody complain about it? Or did anybody explain to the world the meaning of democracy the way we just did? Did anybody tell you about Montesquieu's separation of powers? Did anybody actually tell you that the judiciary, the legislature, and the executive is incomplete if you don't have ministers? You cannot have a dictatorship and then have a democracy. You are making a mockery of your own stupidity as a black person from Africa. Buhari's lack of appointments is making everybody a laughing stock, according to APC Boko Haram party stalwart. I told some people before that Fashola was corrupt. Oh, he's doing well. He can't you see the road he built now in Onibombo? As you're going inside, he planted 4 trees, the flower. The man is as corrupt as Timumbu is. Fashola, the Yoruba man, the former Lagos State governor, is a criminal. This man stole on the last day in office 142 billion. He took as loan, hoping to run for presidency at some date in the future. Yoruba, Ndoshi. These are staunch robbers, the serious armed robbers, but this time office and political power. Anti-corruption activists are now to drag Fashola to EFCC. He launched a website, 78 million naira website scandal. 78 million. How much did myself, Uche Mefo, Mezu, used to start Radio Biafra website? This one started his own with 7 billion for image laundering. Because that is how they steal in the zoo, just like Atiku Abubakar. After Atiku Abubakar finished off Nigerian customs and stole some money as the vice president of the zoo, he launched a newspaper called Daily Independent. After Tinubu must have stolen Lagos State money and stolen money from everywhere else, as the highest ranking civilian corrupt politician of all time, he launched a paper to protect themselves and their image. He launched a TV station. That's what they do. Corrupt individuals launching newspapers and websites to cover up their misdeeds and their evil acts. But unfortunately for them, we have Radio Biafra, and they cannot survive it, can they? No, never. We can't let them go. And we are continuing with our news headlines this evening. There's another man, he has spoken. Confusion trails ATM withdrawal limits. Are you sure that the CBN governor went to school? Because I am seriously having, when it will break one day, you'll be shocked. I believe that the current CBN governor must have forged his certificate, because that man has no brain in his skull. That man is not behaving like a Federal Reserve banker. He is not reasoning like an economist. He obviously does not, in his conduct, portray any knowledge of central banking of any sort. Every day he's in disarray. How can you be putting even the ATM withdrawal limit of 150, I thought was designed to stop kidnappers from marching people to the ATM and asking them to empty their accounts. Now they said they want to reduce it to 60,000 in a day, when a return flight to Abuja from Iguacha is more than 60,000. So you mean if I want to fly from Iguacha to the heart of the zoo, then I take out 60,000, then that's it. I pay and then I can starve. This is how foolish they are. And he's a central banker. That man should be removed. He's so useless. I don't care where he comes from. You know, here we don't feel sorry for people who are so idiotic. I don't care where you come from. Central bank governor is a complete non-entity. Idiot. His animal, of course, is for the zoo. Anything he likes, he can do. But it's just that he's affecting Biafrans as well, adversely. Final burial rites of the Oni of Ife, Obasijuade, reportedly stalled as Abobaku flees. Surprised me, Yoruba running away from something, it doesn't come as a surprise. They are cowards anyway. Cowardly people. When you hit them, when you try reminding a Yoruba person, how about a Lauren? How about Kwara State? Did you enjoy how, they took it from you? And now instead of an Oba of a Lauren, you have an Emir of a Lauren. They will run away from the debate. They will say, you come and get your Biafra now, let us see. We're going to starve you again. But the point was, and I repeat, are you enjoying how Hausa Fulani took you and converted you to Islam? You feel, when I debate Europe, I floor them. I bury them completely. Some of you feel sorry for them. Maybe because you were born in Lagos, born near a dustbin. The picture circulating of the Zian in Madweke in a hospital, critically ill in London. But you want us, when I sent people to see your husband, he said he's a Nigerian, that you are doing very well. I told the people that I sent to go and see Alice in Madweke, wife will come back from Nigeria in disgrace. And they said that to him, very politely, of course. Today, the wife is lying down in a London hospital in disgrace. So is it not the same Nigeria you claim you love? Why is Desiane not in a hospital in Abuja or in Iguacha? Why London? It is that type of hypocrisy I cannot stand. All of you are claiming, oh, I'm a minister, we love Nigeria, well, this is our nation, Nigeria. Why do all of you have to go outside for your medical treatment? You love Nigeria, not the hospitals. Oh dear. Look at her releasing her pictures on a sick bed in London in order to avoid public ridicule. But I told your husband, I told him, Biafra is the only solution. All of you, you will come back with shame. Look at Jonathan today. Jonathan is the object of ridicule. Even ordinary white, they tell me that that man is beyond useless. Jonathan, beyond useless. Only the idiot he gave pipeline contracts to can speak good of him. And then we come to that man, that Yoruba man called Wole Soyinka, that speaks from both sides of the mouth. They call him Nobel laureate. I told you that Radio Biafra is causing havoc in the zoo, causing commotion, big one, and the greater one is even coming. The roadblock, what they are witnessing now is go slow. The roadblock is coming. Also, very. Tell them how formidable we are. I'm telling you. Pirates confraternity isn't a cult. Remember on Radio Biafra, we accused Wole Soyinka of forming the sea dogs. He called them the pirates. He said it's not a confraternity. No, it is a confraternity, but not a cult. And he did not write it the proper words, pirate with P-I. I want to point out how they deceive all of you in the zoo. Some of you sometimes I don't even know why you bother going to church on a Sunday. Come to Radio Biafra, we educate you and point you to Chukwu Abiyama, your creator, your maker, with no image in front of you. I'm sure now that pastors are jumping up and down saying, oh, don't say that place because actually, isn't it? You know what you're preaching is a bunch of just lies and deceit. But you have to anyway. Because you have to feed. And you love to have a flock, a congregation. Every Sunday you deceive them. The same thing they're doing with the zoo newspapers. Instead of writing the proper pirates, Pirates, Yes, pirates. They wrote P-Y-R-A-T-E-S. That's Yoruba News Management for you. They call it Pirates Confraternity. Isn't a cult, says Shoyinka. Pirates Confraternity. At UNN in those days, they wear black and white. And I Benina or Chicha. Oh dear me, this is Shoyinka forgot one thing, that something may work in America doesn't mean it will work in Africa, because in Africa they are black. They turn everything upside down. In America, they use the power of incumbency to build roads, to formulate and articulate good policies towards education, towards industry, towards commerce, towards people's lifestyle and well-being. In Africa, an African politician sees his office as an opportunity to steal, to loot, and to pillage. The fact Americans are doing something and it's working, you copy it and you bring it to Africa, you are inviting trouble. We are backwards mentally and intellectually. We will not understand it. That is why pirates is a cult. Who brought it in? Well, Shoyinka. But when I told you that Shoyinka brought in pirates, you didn't believe me, did you? You think I will sit here and lie? The seat I am sitting upon, Chukwu Abiyama made it possible, not man. So I cannot lie. What? My goodness me. If I tell you the truth, what will you do? You cannot do anything to me now. So I have to tell you the truth. What do you that Wole Soyinka brought in pirates? These are the idiots responsible for the killings in the universities, because our pirates came buccaneers. Because black people, they went and read and studied the history of the piracy in the Caribbean in those days. Now that you had pirates and you also had buccaneers as well. So the idiots, they formed buccaneers wearing yellow. Their own color is a yellow sash. The black and white one is yellow. And I was in a university. Oh dear me. Hey, idiocy of the highest order. This man brought cultism to universities. Wole Soyinka, Yoruba man, so-called Nobel laureate. He lacks vision and definitely not an intellectual. If he challenges me, I can allow him to debate. After that, I'll come in. I'll go first and he can come second. Doesn't know anything. They use what is called Yoruba media image laundering. That was how Yoruba sold all their fake Islamic pastors to you. Every well-known Yoruba Pentecostal pastor is a Muslim. Have you ever asked yourself, how come they deceived all of you? Because of the preponderance of their media. They will go and bring out a fraudster from Islam. They wash him clean. Most of them are from Ilorin, Kwara State, the home of Yoruba Islam. Today they are controlling all of you. Sunday, Yoruba church. Oh dear me. Wole Soyinka is a fraud and a liar. This evening, just very lightly. Our news headlines allow me to bring you our news in greater detail. We have not lost intermittency, so we are sticking to time. Don't worry about that. I will take your calls this evening as always, and I do not envisage any other intermittency from now till the time that we close. The news in greater detail. Generian, which means a very old man, possibly in his 80s. Because to mention his name or his age, he said a septuagenarian. Now, if your school were on strike throughout the 4 years, you claim you are an undergraduate, now you've graduated and you are NYSC camp. Let us be honest with ourselves. How many people in the zoo called Nigeria, even graduates, know the meaning of septuagenarian? How many of you? It's a very old man, probably in his 70s, if I'm not mistaken. What did he do and who is this man? This man is Yoruba Muslim. Every old man who is a rapist is Muslim. Most of them are. Let me read it for you. A very old Yoruba man named Adebowale Dawuda. This is from the Punch newspaper, a Yoruba paper, please, not is not something we wrote down. because if we write it, you won't believe us. So we just others publish and credit for it. We don't hide it. To you in a manner you stand, because if you have a newspaper now say septuagenarian in court alleged defiling of 11-year-old girl, believe you me, you won't know what it means. But if I years, then you understand what I mean. That's why you need Radio Biafra. That is why all of you must support radio. The work we are doing is invaluable. If we begin to charge money for it, all of you cannot be able to afford it. But it comes to you for free, courtesy of IPOB, of course, in the diaspora. Those of you that will have their names, because as you contribute Biafra every blessed month through your monthlies, and you're supporting for the purchase of armaments and weapons through the normal channel, which are not allowed to speak, then we have all your names. When Biafra comes, all of you who are now lying, some people say, oh, call me Colonel, I'm Lieutenant Colonel, I'm Major. Which sector did you fight in? Oh, I was at Abakan. I came to Olo. From Olo, I was moved to Idato. From Idato, I moved to Okigwe. Okwasi. They never saw battle. They never saw war. What are we going to do in our case? Because you may have your doubt, so that is your business, but Biafra is coming. All of you who contributed in one way or the other to the restoration of Biafra for me, we are going to compile all your names. The same various coordinators sent in your name, the original copies with them. We are going to put them in glass archive, so that when some of you who are listening from under the bed right now, when you begin to lie to your grandchildren or to your children, oh, we contributed now to Biafra, your child can now go to the nearest library and go and look at those who funded Biafra. And after going through it, and then you will try to go and bribe the attendant in the library to insert your name. We will hang both of you, both you and the idiot you're trying to bribe. So some of you now can be pretending, oh, we are for Biafra, you know. We have your names. A book will be written with the names of everybody who supported the very struggle financially, this very effort we're making financially. So you can't lie to your children, you see. Very clear. Very, very clear. This is a septuagenarian, a Yoruba man, Adebo Wale Dawda, raped an 11-year-old girl. This girl older than Aisha when Buhari raped Aisha, your so-called first lady, a victim of child abuse and rape. Adebo Wale Dawda, who allegedly defiled or raped an 11-year-old girl, was on Wednesday arraigned in a Ikeja magistrate court. The accused is 78, I told you, septuagenarian, 70s. My goodness me. The address is unknown because he's a Muslim. They sleep on the street, maybe in the mosque. He is facing charges of defilement, sexual assault, and breach of. Why wasn't this same charge brought against Buhari when Buhari raped Aisha at the age of 9? I'm asking you. He was 45 then. Why wasn't this type of charge brought against Buhari then? They're in trouble, and very big one. I'm telling you. The prosecutor is Sergeant Jima Isegede. He told the court that the offenses were committed on North at 29 Anipupo Street, Pen Cinema, Agege. That Agege, even as the name, very dirty place. They call it a suburb of Lagos. If Agege is a suburb, then I don't know what a suburb looks like. One of the dirtiest places in the whole world, Agege. Can't you see how the name sounds? Very crude, crass, and very Yoruba indeed. According to Isegede, the policeman prosecuting, the accused called the victim to a lotto shop at the above address under the pretense of sending. Remember the Islamic cleric that raped a little girl at Yanakwaja? Have you forgotten? They always use some tag. Come, I want to send you. Come, let me send you a message for your mama. Imagine those that are not being reported every day. The abuse happening in the zoo, little children children. No one they grow up, they turn into prostitutes. So less prostitutes everywhere. Nigerian girls. So less prostitutes there. The shop owner does not stay there, so it is only the accused that goes there every day. And because of this, it was easy for him to carry out the act. The accused had assaulted the child 8 times and told her that she would die if she tells anyone. 11-year-old girl assaulted 8 times. Yoruba old man without honor. Yoruba Muslim. These are the people you want to be in the same country with. And some of you say, it is not just there. It is also happens in Biafra as well. If you go to, I say, how many of those cases, if it is as rampant and has seen the light of day? After all the police people are Hausa Fulani. They will quite gladly prosecute anybody. That tells you all you need to know. The Yoruba shameless old men, old fools, abusing little girls. This thing happened in Yanakwaja, in a mosque. They say it's an imam raped a little girl, and the police did nothing about it. Let's continue. The pedophile and terrorist Buhari, the sole administrator and dictator of the zoo called Nigeria, the British created zoo in Africa. People create zoos everywhere around the world, even Serengeti. There are the wildebeest. You have crocodiles, you have zebra, you have giraffe, you have hippopotamus, you have elephants, you have hyena, kora, you have vultures, udele. All these things are there in the plains of the Serengeti. Another one. It's called Nigeria. It has Hausa Fulani in it. The pedophile terrorist Muhammadu Buhari on Wednesday regretted that the zoo's economic growth has so far not translated into commensurate improved well-being of citizens, especially the youth. Buhari made the observation in his address at the 20th Youth Day with the theme Youth Civic Engagement, held inside the old bank hall of the presidential villa in Abuja. He said that the issue was of serious concern to him because the situation was forcing youth to be migrating from rural to urban areas or from the zoo to other countries in search of better opportunities. The pedophile terrorist, however, promised that his administration will do everything within its capacity to better the law. He said it is an issue of serious concern that in the zoo, so far, economic growth has not translated into commensurate and improved social outcomes, especially for our 60 million young people who make up the majority of the population. Economic growth. My question is, the doolad of Dawa, in which sector are you experiencing? Because if I watch the news this night, I can see NASDAQ, I can see the Dow Jones Index, I can see the CAC 40, which is the CAC 40 in France. I can see the DAX index you have in Frankfurt. I can see the FTSE 100 in London. I can see the movement of the stocks and the shares. I can tell you which sector is doing well. If it's in pharmaceutical, it's in the tobacco or wine sector, you can tell. If it's in manufacturing, because there you will see the manufacturers, the district directors, they will issue what is the get receipts or whatever, that's coming into the factories for manufacturing. That way you can prove employment. I want to ask Buhari, which sector of the economy are you experiencing this growth? Is it in the sector of appointment of corrupt judges to go and preside over electoral tribunals? Is it in the sector of moving money abroad? Is it in the sector of I can't understand what they're talking about? Where is the growth you're talking about? That hasn't been translated into. Why do you people love lying? The economy of the zoo is shrinking. You sell only one product to make money. That product, crude oil. Nobody is buying your crude oil. Angola has overtaken you. Gabon has overtaken you. Even in Yam, Ghana is at the head of you. In palm oil, Malaysia. So which sector of the economy is growing? I'm asking you. Oh dear me. Maybe importation of spare parts. Who knows? I don't know. Do you see how they lie to you? These are the people you claim they are bringing change, but they are liars. Why should Buhari stand up and lie to little children, little youths? He's addressing. Why? That tells you all you need to know about them. That tells everything you need to know. These vagabonds and evil people. Everything you need to know, I assure you. Evil men. Evil men. They are liars. Which part of the economy is growing? Which part of it? Please tell us. Oil sector. Are you not the ones complaining about the falling oil prices? Are you not a member of OPEC? You are overproducing your own quota. Is that not correct? To hold on to your market share. America no longer buys oil from you. Neither does Canada. Your great market now is India. Is that not correct? Oh, dear me. You can lie, but Radio Biafra is here to expose you. So all that Buhari, change. Buhari is an honest man. Buhari is a liar. Look at him lying to small children. They train them from very young to lie and to deceive people. But we are here to correct all that. Normally, all that nonsense. You will be a family member. If we catch you lying, you'll be dismissed. No second chance. We are obedient, law-abiding people, the children of heaven. We speak the truth. If we are protecting you, we know how to protect you. Never ever lie. It was saying you are finished. We are not breeding young men and women of tomorrow. We want you to be leaders of tomorrow, not liars of tomorrow. A South African online media outfit, Mail and Guardian Africa, after the zoo on Tuesday, saying that was yesterday, the money eaten in the zoo, or let me quote them verbatim, the money eaten there is bigger than the gross domestic product of 38 African countries. That is when they say the money eaten, it means the money stolen by Buhari and their friends. Look at Babangida. He's a national leader and an elite icon. Look at Obasanjo. He's an elite. He's an icon. Look at Tinubu. He's a national leader, an important leader of APC. But the man is a thief. He was an airline. First Nation airline. Tinubu, before you became governor, did you have an airline? The answer is no. How come all of a sudden you have one? Oh dear me. The zoo. Let me continue to tell you that South Africans, the whole world, listen to Radio Biafra, and they are copying everything we are saying. That means after a short while now, we'll be asking the doulad of that. Maybe this Nigeria created is the bad idea after all. Why don't you stay on your own and be drinking Fura de Nunu? If the stolen funds, according to the South African news media, if the stolen funds estimated at $50 billion were a country, the online medium reported it will be Africa's 11th biggest economy, saying $50 billion. You should have gone 400 billion is in England. 400 billion pounds, not dollars. 400 billion, very close to $1 trillion stolen by black men in Africa. Black African leaders. Only in the zoo. Imagine when you bring in Zaire, you bring in Liberia, you bring in Sierra Leone, you bring it everywhere. Once you see a black man as a head of state, you are looking at the embodiment of kleptomania. They cannot stay without stealing. Some estimate put the lost funds at 50 billion. My goodness me. That means that the money stolen in the zoo in 6 months, because 50 billion is greater than the economy of Ghana. Greater. But isn't it funny that today Ghana exports more yam than the farmers in the zoo? That is what stealing does to you. That is what it does to your brain. That is you. Some of you not on it, but we do. We do. Completely and totally. South Africa is now poking fun at the zoo. They even mentioned the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation diverted over 30 billion oil revenue since 2009. This figure, is said, was bigger than the annual production output of half of all the countries in Africa. stolen funds from the zoo. That is why they tell you what Nigeria. When you see Yoruba newspapers like The Punch or Nation write about one guard, oh, we in our Guardian, the epitome of establishment. When you want supporters of corruption, you talk about the Guardian newspaper. That's the entrenched supporters of corrupt practices. After all, the man who founded it, who floated it, I think is Hebrew, made his money from corruption. So what do you expect? Now you understand, don't you? The money stolen in 6 months is greater than all the half of the entire African continent, the countries in it. They are outputting money. After stealing, then you'll be in hospital bed in London. And I don't know. I don't know. But at least our message is spread far. The world is now beginning to understand the level of criminality and the incurable corruption in the zoo. And when you talk about all this nonsense, never ever forget Buhari established NMPC. Don't forget Buhari was in PTF. Don't forget that this very house abroad. Don't forget Buhari imported $700 million in a suitcase carried by his ADC. Don't forget that this very man, the Dulad of Dawara, controlled nothing less than 200 billion naira as the head of the Petroleum Trust Fund. Where is all that money? This man has been selling oil for the past 2.5 months. Where is the money? This man has been governing everywhere, on everything, as a sole administrator and dictator with no accountability. People are scared to ask him questions. Thief. Complete and utter thief. Whiter than white and whiter than snow itself. Incorruptible. I said incorruptible before heaven and earth. We continue to disseminate this very gospel this evening. Don't worry, we shall open our lines and I'm going to educate and to enlighten. Africa's leaders must address the problem that caused so many of them to migrate to Europe. Where did he hear that first? On Radio Biafran. He's a cleric. He said, I told you everybody listens to everybody does. According to Cardinal Peter Turkson during a visit to his son, Cardinal Turkson, the president of the Pontifical Council for Justice and Peace, is a Roman Catholic, remarked that Africa's leaders have been all too silent at a time when thousands of their people are desperately seeking a better life abroad and dying in the process. Where did you hear that first? That African leaders are keeping quiet? On Radio Biafra, of course. A cardinal in Rome is even listening. We are formidable, I tell you. Very, very formidable. If you are not listening to Radio Biafra, you are ignorant. Security operatives to monitor the bank account of judges who are in election tribunal or electoral tribunal, however they wish to put it. For identifying those who have been compromised by politicians, security agents, they won't give you their names. Just security agents. Just look at how flimsily they throw things about. Security agents, which part of the show we know who to hold responsible? They won't tell you. Ndoshi.
And their spokesperson today will take the opening speech as a welcome speech. Honorable Emelike.
I thank you people immensely. This is a breaking of things. This county chairman told me clearly that they said that the Biafran struck since they have Jelo Nyendo. I told them no, because they lack information. Many people were asking me, where are we? Where are we? Where are we? After you come and vote, where are we? I told them to hold on. I think this radio station have said it all. The person that bring this idea, may God bless him and bless him immensely. People need what to hear. People want to hear. When you do the exploit by a radio station, so we're going to do more exploit by this radio station. Having said all this, I want to drop my widow's mouth. Our people say when the elephant is pushing an iroko tree, sparrow is pushing a fly hibiscus. So this evening, I'm giving 5,000 a jet. Please accept me the way I am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
They were.
Let's see. I'm going to take Chinyere, then I go to COA. Chinyere Muneke, please unmute.
Information to people speedily.
Thank you. Thank you. Mazi COA ne man. One day. Okay.
Security agents have been detailed to monitor the bank accounts of judges, election petitions. Now, if judges cannot be trusted, because Judge Bastion, they are the last line of defense between state-sponsored tyranny and the preservation of the rights of ordinary people, those not in power. So if security agents are watching judges who should be interpreting the law when stealing, that means that all their rulings now on all the thievery going is meaningless. When I told the world, or when I tell you that anything we say on Radio Biafra is true, some of you doubt me. All the judges are corrupt to the extent that they are now sending people to be looking into their bank accounts. If you lack confidence in your judicial system, what hope do you have anymore? I tell you, the zoo is finished. You never knew before, don't you? We speak the truth here, and the truth shall set everybody free. Defense headquarters condemned suicide attacks in Fulani land. The defense headquarters condemned the spate of suicide attacks in, they call it Northeast. They don't want to say the name, but the name is now you know what I knew before, don't you? And I speak the truth here, and the truth set everybody free. Defense headquarters condemned suicide attacks in our Fulani land. The defense headquarters on Wednesday condemned the spate of suicide attacks in, they call it Northeast. They don't want to say the name, but the name is Kanuri, where scores of innocent lives were lost on regular basis. But I thought you said that you are You have now controlled Boko Haram. They no longer strike at will. That you are now. Why are you complaining? The reaction, of course, is contained in a statement issued in Abuja by the acting director of information, Colonel Rabe Abubakar. No longer Olukolade, they have chased him away. Yoruba man, that talkative Yoruba man, Please Olukolade, Army General, Communication, Army General, and this one is another man, Abubakar, another Awasa. Comfort in Saudi Arabia, in the same country. What is your name? My name is Tom Sochuku or the Kemene. Who is your fellow countryman? Oh, my fellow. We're in the same country. Does that sound right to you? If this man were to travel to Iraq or maybe to Syria, I'd say my name is Rabi Abubakar. You will say, okay, it's okay. You're a Muslim, I understand. But you're in the same country with him. His name is Rabi Abubakar. Your name is Som Tojuku, and you're in the same country. Oh dear. This statement describes those perpetrating these as callous, barbaric, and monsters. But Buhari called them his brothers. The army is now calling them callous, barbaric, and monsters. But these are the same Boko Haram that Buhari called my brothers during Salah message a few weeks ago. Oh, have you forgotten?
Yeah, Biafrans, we are going to play a clip or some clips about the fundraising yesterday for our satellite. More importantly, the address of our Prime Minister, Mazogo Chukwunkele. So sit back and listen very attentively. Please share and subscribe to our channel. Very important. My fellow Biafrans, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being part of this important fundraising today that happened yesterday. It was very, very exceptional. And we appreciate every contributor, everyone that contributed towards this cause. We appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much. And let me respond to an enemy of Biafra that is on this platform. You know, because one thing we should understand is that not everybody, of course, the Bible told us that not everybody that called Lord, Lord will enter the kingdom of God. So not everybody that bears Igbo name is a Biafran. Some of them are Fulani in Biafran clothing. So this Anyanwu Paulinus is not a Biafran, he's a Fulani man. But unfortunately, he finds himself in this platform, hallowed platform. He is one of those who are supporting their Fulani counterpart in Madam Baba Ngozi Orabueze. Man, so we are not really surprised at the nonsense that you are writing. USB. Go, Ngozi told you that you have gotten the FT in diaspora. Go home and rule your USB. The aeroplane that Ngozi hired for you people to go home, it did not arrive again. Use people. So, dear friends, please ignore all these Fulani studios that have one nonsense to write in our platform. Ignore them. They are Fulani studios. We know them when we see them. But want to encourage Biafrans to continue to contribute, support our restoration. This issue of our this issue of um, this issue of our satellite televisions should be of utmost concern to every Biafran. So if I've not contributed, try and contribute. Yeah, try and contribute. Make it a point of duty to register your name because information is very, very important. Information is key. In Biafra, information will be very, very important to our people. And that is why we want to put all the necessary mechanisms in place to make sure that we have this information department secured for future references and as well when information need to be you don't use second, third party, fourth party. No, you go directly to your radio stations or television and get your information directly from the government. So this is what we are doing. We really appreciate the restoration committee for doing the needful. We appreciate everyone that contributed, and we encourage all that have not contributed to continue to do so. Very, very important. We appreciate our Prime Minister Ogechukwu Nkere. Thank you so much. You are doing more than enough. We appreciate our Information Minister Sonia Kwarawa, the Okokondem of our time. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. The cabinet members of Brigi, men and women of goodwill, we appreciate every one of you. You all are making a lot of sacrifices, making sure that even while you are working so many shifts, you are making sure you're contributing for our freedom. We so much appreciate every one of you, and we pray that your pockets will never run dry. Thank you so much, Biafrans. Appreciate every one of you. Continue to support. We appreciate the Biafran Defense Forces who are defending our land. May God continue to be with them. Thank you. Thank you so much. Join us in making sure that Biafra is fully restored. and your generation will be very, very happy that you are part of those who brought freedom to them. Ndewonu mu Chineke. I'm bye from here. See you next time. Subscribe to my channel. Ndewonu.